Hey everyone, Senraikai here. Today we're going to be watching the 11th, I believe, episode of second season of 100 Girlfriends Daisuki Aijo Love Love Time. So, last episode we got the final girl of the season, Kakure Meme, a very nice, kind of shy ninja girl. She's great, no complaints there. We got her in the group. We got her kissed, I think. Yeah, now that we have the kind of for now full collection, I assume we're just gonna kind of like hang out together all as a unit. Maybe go for some karaoke or swimming or the beach or maybe a camping trip. A camping trip would be nice. Gotta have probably like half a dozen tents, but everyone fighting over who gets to share a tent with Rentauto. That'd be fun. But yeah, let's just jump into the episode and see exactly what we get. And yeah, three, two, one, play. Bandai Namco. And anime. Oh, Karane? Is she dreaming? Is she dreaming about, Hakari? About that 69? No. I'm dreaming about that 69. That was a little bit too long and specific to not be true. I mean, any real boyfriend definitely would be. Thank you for reminding me what number we're at. This is obviously a dream. Most likely Karane's dream. Yeah. I wonder if that's gonna be kind of a precursor for her to be maybe try being a little bit less tsundere, be a bit more honest with her feelings to avoid Rentaro potentially losing confidence or whatever. That's cute how Kusuri was trying to do like a mustache thing. I kind of wish they lingered on that photo more because I feel like every girl was probably worth focusing on in that photo. I might go back to that later, but anyway, that's the only interpretation I can kind of make for why we had that dream sequence early on. If we're gonna have like a cut on that focus episode where she tries, emphasis on try, to be a little bit less tsundere, a little bit more honest. Whoever decided to put Hakari on a treadmill, they know what's up. Because let's be honest, Hakari, I hope I didn't call her Kane. Hakari has a lot to jiggle. Let's just put it that way. I think I mentioned before that I've been watching the 100 Girlfriends radio show thing that's on YouTube. And they always play the opening and ED in each one. And yet I never get tired of hearing them. They're just that good. Especially the ED. Absolutely love the ED. But the opening is good too. Check this out, girls. Heart Sable. Okay. Yeah, could you even imagine what Valentine's Day would be like for this man? Yeah. Well, that's not true. She can remember the dream. Yeah, we gotta feed our glutton. I think she enjoyed you putting it into her mouth. Maybe a little bit too much. Yeah, you don't want to be left out, you know. Arigato. Wow, that was fast. I feel like I blinked at the wrong time. The tsundere life is a rough life. What can I say? How I was gonna say how kind, but then she stabbed him in the eye. That poor eye. And here she is. The one that's most eager to tease her. God damn. Are we gonna give her some eye treatment next? Oh, oh god damn. I think she hit the mouth just with a lot of force. Like, kind of cratered her face. Yeah, she sees all these girls that are more honest with their feelings, and it's like, why can't that be me? Sore. I never played a Dragon Quest game. Sad to admit. I played Rance Quest. Does that count? Classic excuse. Never played Ghosts and Goblins either. Isn't that like a really old one? Wow. That is a very specific potion. Could you imagine Karane, like, completely losing the tsundere-ness? That would feel so weird. Are we actually gonna try that? I can't even imagine. But, because it might be fun to do, like, as a temporary thing, but I wouldn't want to completely lose our beloved tsundere like that. But for, like, a quick skit, that'd be pretty great. We're showing the spats. Ooh! Man, there was no cushion there. Because tells her to calm down. She didn't even do anything yet. Told you she was a masochist along with our baseball girl. Wow, did the sun grow 3 sizes that day? Did she? Well, no kidding. Can't stare too much at it. You're gonna break them. It is weird seeing her, like, not get mad. Yeah, that's not the part we're bothered by. Well, that was a nice tackle. This is so weird. I mean, that would make a lot of sense, actually. Because most tsundere characters, you know, they do have that extra strength. So, it makes sense to me. Ketsubato. Pound it. Well, that's not gonna do anything for her. Or me. A very important test. Ordinary girl. This is so weird saying her like this. So you want to touch it more? This is what I'm talking about right here. They are magical. She gets her honest opinion of her chest now. But yeah, this is the best opportunity to see how she really feels about various people, you know? Not gonna get a better chance. Yes? This is not the Karane that I know. But I saw. No, come back here, Hahari soul. Train wreck, damn. You know, that's a girl that you've basically become lovers with. Yeah, like, this is interesting and all, but I would not want to trade her for the real Karane. It's. Yeah, everyone loves the real Karane. Yeah, that's too much of a job to take. Karane and Tsukomi were the best. Oh, now who's a tsundere? What would be funny is if they made a tsundere medicine and gave it to everyone. So the entire group was tsundere. I mean, what do you say to that? I'll knock some sense into you. Yeah, we could never hold hands so easily down the hallway with the original Karane. It's so weird. I already miss her saying Betsuni. Yeah, the tsundere was part of your charm, okay. Oh yeah, that swimsuit. She looks so good in that swimsuit. Oh, that was a good moment too. Yes. Not even you. What a guy. And there we go. Using drugs to suppress who you are was definitely never the answer. Like, it's okay to take baby steps to become a little bit more honest about what you want, but but trying to completely erase it with medicine, that's not the way to go. And Gokun Desuwa. That was important to add in there. It's not like I like this medicine or anything. That powered tsundere. By the end of this episode, the word tsundere is gonna lose all meaning to me. Though, I mean, you. Wow, that was cute, but is she just messing with us, or maybe we could try embarrassing her in some way, and it might trigger it. Like do something that would get an angry reaction out of her, you know, and she'll instinctively punch him or whatever. Aibo, say something nice about me. You have a delicious flat chest. You look great in a skirt. Fetching. That's certainly a translation choice. Uh, that really lacked energy. It's pretty clear. I would definitely be worried because Karane is very vulnerable right now. I gotta have my phone left in my pocket. All over every single corner. Oh, well, that certainly went in a direction. Why did I say the blushed one? Yeah, can you remember that? Man, that feels like so long ago now. You know, her thighs might not be as thick as Hakari's, but they are still quite nice. Everyone has a little bit of tsundere in them. Somebody keep track of how many times the word tsundere has been said in this episode. Do you love me? How much do you love me? Yeah, I already really miss that Karane. Yeah, this is nice and all, but not quite what we wanted. Oh, man, those Karane cheeks. Yeah, what's it? Don't leave me out of this. We keep getting too sucked into how enjoyable this is and kind of losing the plot. Trickle down. That is not a sentence I ever thought I would read. Trickle down hug economy. Hey, I think I'm pretty sure I mentioned that earlier. Let's strip her. That works too. She has the best ideas. Okay, we're in business. I mean, she fondled her earlier, so, you know. It's for the greater good. Yes, I know. Where the hell did he pull that from? Okay. Iron Man. Motor operated. The boy came prepared. We should just do it under the clothing, you know, considering how little there is to actually grab. I mean, is he really the one touching at this point? Well, yes. Gee, yes. Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. I want Hakari to do it. Yes. Well, I guess she got her turn. Well, this is nice. I'll take this. I do miss her Dakananes. I do. I remember that. She slept with the lie detecting chair. It's her turn to save you. And this is this is her method. It's a long dying message. Bring out the suit. Because she's got that lesbian energy. She needs a lot of extra blood. Oh no. There's some water. Bring out that soon. Okay, looks like the tables have turned. It doesn't matter. Yeah, are they really going to end off on this before we get the soon out? I swear, half of May's duties is just handling Hari's drool. Uh. I want to collect all of the girls in cheerleader mode chibis, like as like a Nendroid sort of thing, you know? Like I want the full collection of them. Can we make that a thing? And okay, that was the 11th episode, I think, of second season of this anime. Okay, yeah, like I picked up on pretty quickly where the episode was going because he had that dream where she's very clearly tsundere, and she kind of sees a bit of the ramifications of that, right? And there are definitely lots of negative consequences to being a tsundere, obviously. Right. You're potentially missing out on things you would like to do because you can't be honest about wanting to do them. Basically, right? So, like, I definitely have thought. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this or not, but I definitely thought about the idea of an anime where a girl is so tsundere that she literally never makes any progress with the protagonist, like ever. Because that could definitely happen in a more realistic scenario, right? But where you don't have an author behind the scenes having to make the contrivances to make things work out between them, right? So that definitely came to mind as I was kind of watching the episode. But yeah, we have Karana there. We have the girls feeding each other, having a good time, and she's kind of like over to the side by herself, feeling a little bit left out because she wants to do things like crocheting, is that how you say it? But like she can't just walk up there and say she wants to do that because that would be far too easy, right? So, but yeah, seeing all the girls feed each other was very very cute. Uh, but uh, but yeah, eventually we broke out the deed sunderification potion, and yeah, she actually took it. I did like it when she fed Hakari and just made a basically a big hole in her face, and she didn't seem to mind at the end of that. But yeah, anyway, eventually she became Deed Sundered, and it was so weird, right? Like we see her not getting mad, we see her being honest about what she wants to do or how she feels, and and Hakari and Hahari's reaction to it was pretty great. They both kind of want to take advantage of it because of course they do. And she even lost her strength, like she tried to pound that Iku butt, but like couldn't put much force into it at all. But it also led to a nice scene of Karane fondling Hakari, and she enjoyed that quite a bit. And that wasn't even the only fondling scene in the episode, which is what's funny, because we got plenty more of that later on, like minus the clothing, making it even better, right? Like in the bath. But yeah, that face she makes when she's like, "Is it okay if I join you?" And we got a little shot of the three of them together. Karane just like happy, smiling, a little bit of blushing, having a good time. Hahari's soul leaving her body. Just a lot of good stuff there. Like I said, it's definitely fun to have like a skit where she is like this, but never in a million years would I want to trade the original Karane for this, right? Obviously, her tsundere-ness has always been very over the top because this is a parody show, so nothing's ever going to be subtle, including the tsundere-ness. So it wouldn't surprise me if somebody watching the show kind of got a little bit annoyed by the amount of it from her, right? I could see that, but not me, because I do know the kind of show this is. So it but yeah, once you actually fully lose it, you realize just how precious it was to you. And the moment when she kind of like admitted that she didn't want to, that she actually does want to go back, that was also a really good moment. I want to be the person you fell in love with, Rentaro-kun. Really, really nice scene, but sadly not so easy to get her back, right? But the girl's trying to like praise her and everything to try to get her to come back. That was good too. But eventually we settled on bringing her back to Hahari/Hakari's place, right? Narrowly escaped having her take a bath with Hahari, because if she did that, who knows what, 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 what would go down in that secret chamber. But yeah, then we had a nice little scene of the three of them on the bed together, which, yeah, very reminiscent of back when it was just the three of them, which is nice to think about. Things were so much more simple back then. But yeah, still more attempts to try to get her to come back, but it just kind of devolved into just I love you too, I love you, a lot of that, because if you don't have that force of if you don't without the straight man, without anyone kind of acting as a limiter, which that is Karane's role, right? Because Hakari is never going to be a limiter, right? She there's no brakes on her lewd train. So without Karane, serving that role, it's just I love you, I love you, I love you, huggy, huggy, kissy, kissy, blush, blush, fondle, fondle, right? Like with we do have Rentaro, who's kind of like he has his own limits, right? Like he did break out the Iron Man gloves to avoid doing it directly, so he operates as somewhat of a limiter himself, but you can definitely feel the lack of the normal karane in scenes like this. But yeah, we actually did get to end off with a scene with them in the bath, which I couldn't imagine a better way to end off. I really did appreciate Hakari talking about how far Karane went to help save her. Because one thing I was kind of thinking about during this scene is, yeah, we got the two of them together as a package deal when the show started, but the climax of the first season was pretty much just focused on, you know, Hakari and her personal issues and her family. So even though we got them together, it kind of was a little bit unbalanced in a way, right? Which something I didn't really think about at the time until just now, but that does kind of make sense about why it is shifting gears to being really focused on Karane for like this climax, right? So it makes a lot of sense that they decided to do that. You know, also, I guess it's a good chance to bring this up, but one thing I was also thinking about recently is kind of the reason why they decided to have them as a package deal early on as the first girlfriend acquisition. Because if you just got one girl as the first girlfriend, then that girl would kind of forever feel like the main one, right? And everyone else just kind of ruining the monogamous relationship that they have, right? I think that was the logic behind it because Kanojo mo Kanojo, the show that I most compare this to, that's objectively the most similar to this show. He actually had a monogamous relationship with a nice girl. They had a good thing going. And then we have a second girl show up to kind of throw a spanner in the works. And suddenly he's a two-timing guy with two girls and everything. And it's really easy to see that girl as kind of like Doroboneko, like kind of just like ruining things in a way, right? Whereas girl number one will always feel like the real girlfriend, the main girlfriend in the eyes of the viewers and all that. So having two girls at the same time, kissing them both at the same time, rather than having the first kiss, it completely erased that issue. So I do feel like the author probably took that, took that to heart. Like he's probably familiar with that show, that manga, and adapted, for his. Just my speculation. It's possible this came out before Kanojo mo Kanojo, for all I know, but just some things I was thinking about. So, yeah, I think having them as a package deal was a very clever idea in that sense. I mean, in some ways, it just expands the issue because, you know, they as a duo feel like the main girlfriend. You can kind of stretch it that way, but still, I think it's much better, right? But so yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit since it was a good chance for it. And yeah, we just ended off with a lot of fondling, pretty much, in Hahari narrowly escaping death by blood loss. But yeah, I was really surprised that we had not, like, solved the issue by the end of the episode. But I guess it just makes it a more long-term, full-on climactic arc for the season, which is fine. Like, I'm starting to really miss the original Karane, but that'll just make it more satisfying when we eventually do get her back, you know? Kind of how it works, but yeah, good stuff. I think that's all I had to say. So, thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.